can show one with Danny's interview, the first one.
Yes.
And
Okay, so
So
B.
Yes.
You want a timer? 58 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. I still have a fixed camera.
so the video with Danny's interview, she wants.
Alright, so I know the video I just looked at was like 12 minutes long, so if you want to cut it off, just wave at me or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to do that because I'll cut off the title, but that looks good. Okay, good.
You know I'm only 29, Richie.
So what do you want me to set the timer for?
56 minutes.
56, you got it.
Right. 56.
Backwards, right? Counting down, correct?
Yes, 56 minutes because I gotta edit in when we edit, but this is going Facebook Live.
Go ahead, girl.
He's doing it also and we're doing it on different setup. Yeah. Oh. Now we're gonna start out talking about your business. What's your company name?
Miss CarrieCom.
That's right, that was the fashion show.
Yes.
Miss Carrie.
Miss CarrieCom.
And we'll start out talking about that and then we'll go into the book before the end of everything. Because I want you to talk about the child of a child, the story of, wow, trial from.
So we could start about the beginning. How
Where?
it all started.
How did all of this, Miss CarrieCom, start?
Okay, B, you're looking good. Your guest is looking good.
That's
so I think
right.
we should start recording. You ready?
Hey Nolan and our other gentleman over here. How these two young women looking over here?
Beautiful.
Looking beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Nolan.
Let's get the show on the road.
Okay, and at the end of everything you post it, okay? You finish it and then you post it. All right, Miss CarrieCom. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are.
All right, I'm ready. Give me the count.
Yes, you got it. Good.
Okay.
That's good.
All this hair over this.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to the show. I am B. Montgomery, and you know what this is. This is the mothership, and we are here to give you one hell of a show today. I have a fabulous guest on the show today. Wouldn't want you to miss it, and this whole show is dedicated to Dr. Monica Sanchez, and her production is Miss CarrieCom production, and she is here to talk to us about everything she is doing now. When I say everything, I'm going to be the drill sergeant. Want to know all these things about this fantastic, fabulous sister that is sitting here. Welcome, everybody.
Hang on a second. This didn't go into record. Stand by. What's
It
wrong with
didn't
this?
go into record. Richie, no, not since 1987.
You went in for a second, so
It's
hang
okay.
on.
You can continue to go with no, don't stop.
Okay. Let me just start the clock over. So sorry. It is recording. Yes.
It's okay, Richie. We've been together since 1987.
Oh my
so,
goodness.
Yes.
That's quite a marriage there.
This is a long time. I think I got rid of 5 husbands, and we
Got
still
great
together.
grandbabies now.
You know it is, right?
Okay, we're safely recording again. So let
Okay.
me put you close up. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we are back. Listen, welcome back to the show. I'm Dee Montgomery. You know this is the mothership. My fabulous guest on the show is Dr. Monica Sanchez. And she is here to, she have a lot of explaining to do about her production company. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with a legendary woman.
Look at you. Look at you. I'm learning. I'm going to learn some things from you today. Now, let's talk about your production, Miss CarrieCom.
CarrieCom.
What is Miss CarrieCom about?
Okay, so I was born in Guyana.
Okay.
Guyana is the secretariat to CARICOM. CARICOM is a group of countries that form like a club together so they can have a stronger voice, like the European Union and the United States.
Okay.
So it's Caribbean countries. So my organization is called Miss CARICOM International Foundation. And the foundation is CARICOM because, of course, I was born in a CARICOM country. But it's about empowering and promoting women, and it's a voice advocating for gender justice, equality, and human rights,
Right.
basically.
Okay. And how long have you been running this production company?
Well, I was fortunate to meet Mr. Danny Glover, you know him.
Yes.
In 2003. And so I took him to Georgetown, Guyana in 2004 and launched my foundation there. You know,
How did you get Mr. Danny Glover? You said, hello, I am Monica Sanchez. I would
wow.
like to take, how did this all come about? Danny Glover is such an icon.
He is a UNICEF ambassador for the
Okay.
UN. You know, he's one of the greatest humanitarian that you can ever meet. He's such a wonderful person. I had the privilege of meeting him at an event where he was the keynote speaker. And I approached him, and he shared his information with me, and I called him the next day. He was at the Millennium Hotel doing some UN stuff, and he met with me, and I had my little proposal walking around with. So he says, "What do you want with me?" And I says, "I want you to lend your name to my project that I have." He said, "What project?" At the time, it was a beauty pageant
Okay.
proposal I had. He says, "I don't do beauty pageants." I said, "Well, I don't want you to do beauty pageant. I just want you to lend me your name." So he said, "Give it to me." He was going to Brazil
Right.
that day, and about 3 days later, he called me up and says, "So how can I help with this project?" I said, "Lend me your name." And he said, "Okay, go ahead."
Right. Wow, that is exciting. And he's been with you from then up until
From
now.
2003 to today.
Right. I was at an award that you did last year, and you gave out the Danny Glover Award.
So that award is called the Danny Glover Power Dream Award. And what
Okay.
happened after working with our organization, being our patriot and working with us and seeing the work that we do
Right.
for gender and for young girls and marginalized people,
Right.
he initiated. We had a discussion, and he initiated the Danny Glover Power Dream Award because he believed in uplifting and promoting
Right.
communities. He's someone who shows up at every union rally, every indigenous event, anywhere where there are human rights violations. Mr.
Right.
Glover is there.
Wonderful.
And so this award was designed around his journey, and it's called the Danny Glover Power Dream. And it says for someone following their dream who
Right.
have uplifted their communities.
Now, how do you pick the honorees to give them this award?
Well, we started out during March, which is it's called the Commission on the Status of Women. The United Nations recognized March as a month where women issues are highlighted.
Right.
And so it started out in 2005 during CSW, where we participate because my foundation is accredited by the UN.
Mm-hmm.
So we promote a lot of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and we have programs every time the United Nations have an event going on, such as the CSW, which is the Commission on the Status of Women.
Okay.
We have programs to participate. You know, I've given over 25 written statements on different topics at the UN, and I've spoken over 15 times on the floor, which is such a privilege, about global issues that concern society. So the award started out to honor women that were attending this event
Okay.
that has done extraordinary thing in their own communities.
Okay.
And so from that, it has developed into a powerhouse. We have given this award to the current First Lady of Nigeria, the former First Lady of Nigeria.
Nice.
We've given it to the First Lady of Guyana, First Lady of Bahamas.
All right.
We've given it to a lot of First Ladies, but it's not only designated for people in power,
Right.
it's designated for people making a difference
And their communities.
in their community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you brought some footage in for us to take a look at. And we want to take a look at, Rich, can we go to,
Sure, tell me what you want.
which
The
footage?
second video, I think, is the one with Danny Glover talking about the award. That's it right there.
Okay.
How you doing, Barsha?
Fine. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's been many years since we've joined each other. I told my audience and I showed them pictures that we used to be together in the 90s, in the early 90s. But we're here now. It's 2014, and we're here at the Brooklyn Christian Center. So what you want to tell us? What brought you? I know it's Women's History Month, and what your thoughts were about the mission of Dr. Monica Sanchez.
Well, it is Women's History Month, and this is celebrates women, in particular, who've had an amazing impact on their communities and the work of service and work in the name of service. And this is to celebrate them, the special contributions that they make, but also to bring people together at a point in time. This is certainly the end of the month. There's been a full month of activities that have celebrated women, and this is an opportunity to end the month with the Miss CARICOM, the Miss CARICOM pageant, certainly in mind as well.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm on Facebook, and I was posting the pictures on Facebook, and we have one of the great Harriet Tubman, that I posted. So right now we're going through a critical time with so many African American men and women incarcerated and children. So Women's History Month, and I'm just so pleased to be an honoree, and I want to thank you for honoring me today for Women's History Month.
It's the Power of Dream Award. It's the power that we have in ourselves to think beyond what our immediate situation and think on a much higher level. And so women do that all the time. They do it on a daily basis, whether they're raising families or whether they're solidifying communities. They're doing that on a daily basis. And the power of those dreams that just moved us forward. The world is a world where we could talk about a number of other things, and what is bad in the world, and but the things that we're going to have to overcome, we're going to have to go through another kind of reimagining of our lives and what we do and how we could build beloved communities. And women are at the center, have always been at the center of building beloved communities and communities of service and communities in which we strengthen all aspects of what it means for us to aspire and achieve.
And if my memory serves me right, I remember you talking about your ancestors, your grandmother and grandfather in Georgia. Was it in Georgia?
Yes, my Georgia. I was very close to my grandparents, and they both lived to be 99. I think when we first met, they both were still alive at that time, and certainly they've had an enormous influence on me. Just the kind of the simplicity in which they were able to conduct their lives and contribute to the efforts of the community. There's a simple correlation that everything we talk about, we can talk about education, we can talk about creating communities of love, we can talk about enhancing our communities by providing jobs and services and et cetera, healthcare, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're all around the issue of justice.
We have a coalition here, and like you said, it's for justice for all. We just don't want one group to have it all and another group doesn't have anything. You understand?
Exactly.
Well, I know, I've always looked at you when you were on television in Africa with Nelson Mandela. We just lost him recently.
Yeah.
You were there with him. And everyone knows you from The Lethal Weapon. The Lethal Weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so much more to come. We're looking
No
for.
more to come.
Oh no,
1, 2,
no,
3,
no,
4.
no. Okay, well maybe not Lethal Weapon, but we are looking for the other projects that you might be working on or have your hands on. And Miss CARICOM is one of the ones that has been so instrumental. That's why we're here today for Dr. Monica Sanchez, because she's put together this wonderful pageant for the women and to empower women and to enhance what they're already doing.
Well, you know, Monica Sanchez, Dr. Sanchez is a fascinating, absolutely wonderful, energetic woman who is always trying to do something within the community. She's always bringing together various parts of the community. She's always doing something and working on behalf of extending relationships in the community and building partnerships in the community. And that's what we have to really celebrate her for.
Absolutely,
Dr. Sanchez.
I am. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and she asked me to join her and partner with her to do more work, and I look forward to helping her with the Miss CARICOM pageant and any other things that we can do as women in media, so our voices can be heard. Well, Mr. Glover, it has been absolutely an honor and a pleasure.
It's been honest.
To see you again. I'm just so glad and so excited. And all those pictures we took over the years, you know, I was here, there. I was following you all over. I was your biggest fan, one of your biggest fans, okay?
Yeah, that's right. That's the one that was in Star Magazine.
Yeah.
No, Encounter. What's that? What's that?
The Amsterdam News.
No. There was one in, what's that? Not Star Magazine, but it's no.
Well, they were all over.
One of the tabloids.
Saying that I was your wife, right? Because they saw the picture, we looked so intimate together. Well, we're both cancer, so you know. And I know you had another woman that wished your wife was cancer. Which I is cancer.
Who's that?
Okay. Well, listen, you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. Okay. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, this is all happening on behalf of Dr. Monica Sanchez, and we're so excited she pulled this fabulous program together. I want you to look forward to the pageant that's coming up soon, and we're gonna give that information to you. So, Mr. Glover, thank you for coming.
Wow. That was a great interview. And Basha, I mean, we would like to just give honor to her as well, because she passed away since this interview.
Yes,
And she's really missed very much. And she was that sister that came out and did everything that she could, especially when it came to let's keep the women, our sisters.
Yeah, she's
in
a
the
great
media.
supporter. She's
Great.
a champion for women.
Champion for women. And this is how I met her.
Oh.
That's how I met Basha. You know, we became friends and we would do things. She would interview me and I would interview her, but she was like, no, it's not about me, it's about you, Big Montgomery.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
That sister. So now, Miss CARICOM, where are the models from?
Okay,
They're from
so,
all of the islands?
yes. So there are two things going on here.
Okay.
It started out with a pageant,
Okay.
but then it ended up into the foundation.
Gotcha.
So the foundation does more of the pageant. So now the pageant is just one arm of the foundation. So to answer your question, the CARICOM pageant started out with girls from the Caribbean. So we wanted to, the pageant is a little different from the average pageant, because
Okay.
what we do is we have something called a platform. And that platform, each delegate is encouraged to speak about something that's close to their heart. It may be something positive or negative that they've encountered or that they observe. And by doing that, because the pageant was designed to nurture beautiful women. and I have to tell you the story behind that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So the reason why I wanted to do the pageant in the first place
Okay.
is because I wanted to do something that would encourage women to be more of themselves
Okay.
or true to themselves.
Absolutely.
Because my own experience, I was also beauty queen,
And you still are. And you still are.
but my own experience is that if you are fairly attractive,
Okay.
you're prejudged.
Mm.
You're prejudged by society, and we've seen in the news so many tragic endings to beauty queen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to have a platform where beautiful girls could shine without feeling guilty.
About what they look like.
Yes. And so they can have a normal or an equal opportunity to showcase their talent without that label.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And so that was the foundation of the pageant. The second foundation of it was because it was CARICOM, I wanted Caribbean girls to understand that they're beautiful and they don't have to have thin hips, thin lips, and thin tits. They can have lips, tits, and show them off.
Right. And don't have to enhance anything. Just come as the beauty that you was born
Oh.
into. That's what we're talking about.
So it took off, and we've had even during the pandemic, we did our pageant online,
Okay.
and we chose a queen. So it has worked out, but the pageant has enhanced my advocacy even more, my gender advocacy even more, because lots of the delegates that participate in the pageant,
Mm-hmm.
because of the nurturing and the encouragement that we give them, you find that there are so many underlying abusive issues that they're dealing with.
Mm.
You know, it's not only that they're judged, but most of them are abused.
By
Family
members.
members, neighbors, friends, society, sexually assaulted too.
my God.
And of course, they're labeled because they're beautiful. It's your fault. You encouraged it.
Mm.
You
Yes.
caused it. You
Yeah.
this, you that. The label is always on the beautiful.
Because you
girl.
put that dress on, that's the reason why I feel like I should just touch you, put my hand on, and violate you because you are asking for it because you look this way.
Even
That is
incest.
so
Even
sad.
incest.
That is
And
so
they're
sad.
labeled and they're blamed.
Of
So they
course.
carry that. So a lot of them don't talk about it, don't report it,
Mm.
because they're blamed. And so in our environment, we are able to form a relationship of trust
Mm-hmm.
and love and care. And then so the pageant ends up being a counseling platform for these girls.
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, what are the ages that you pick for because I believe beauty is all ages.
Yes.
What age do you start at?
Well, we started out like every other pageant because, of course, we were new to it in 2004.
Right.
So we did the 18 to 26. But now,
Okay.
since then, we have the Little Miss, the teenagers.
Okay.
We even have something that's very different. Every year in the pageant, we choose two people with different ability, one male, one female,
Mhm.
and crown them. They don't have to compete, but we still allow them to participate on all of the platforms.
Mhm.
And you would be amazed. I wish I had that video to show you of one of my girls doing her platform. And it is so touching to see that they have a different ability, but they have ability. So we crown each year two of those, one male, one female, because of course now the pageant has diverse We do all ages. We do male and female.
Okay.
And this year, for the very first time, we're doing seniors.
I was gonna ask this
Girl.
question. Would you ever go from mother, grandmother, daughters, granddaughters? So you are elevating it up to the seniors.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We've had 2 casting call in Harlem.
Okay.
One was the 12th of April, and before that, the 4th of April. And you'll be amazed that we got quite a turnout.
I'm sure you did. So the seniors will be, now when will this pageant happen?
So we're having this, it's going to be in the summer. It's going to be in July, August.
August.
And we'll disclose the date at a later time. But to go back to you with the seniors, we have done what is called Queen for a Day in nursing homes,
Okay.
where we would go in for the day.
All right.
You get all made up, nails done, hair's done, everything, and then you get your crown and your sash, and you get to parade around Queen for the Day.
Yes. Yes. That is very important. It really is. Now, we have some more footage that we're going to take a look at.
Yes, we have some other footage. The last video, we can show that, and that's like a personal.
Where it says Monica Sanchez. Go back, Reg. That's that one. Is
Oh.
that the one?
That's just that's the first pageant that we had in Guyana. No, the 3 on top, way on top. Yeah.
Wow.
No. Those little things there.
Oh,
Those are the videos.
go all the way to the top to the YouTube.
Yeah. There you go. The last one.
That one.
I think
Oh,
that's the one.
okay.
We don't have to show the whole of it, but the reason I wanted to show this,
Okay.
I wanted to,
Wonderful lady,
This was
community
an interview I
organizer,
did.
entrepreneur, and the person who has been already recognized by the wonderful organization, the United Nations, Monica Sanchez. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome her. Monica, it's a great honor to welcome you in my show.
thank you so much.
Yes,
It's an honor.
yeah, of course. So I don't know from where we can start because you have so many characters, like working with United Nations, serving community, as I already said, Africa, Asia, South America, and the best organization I would like to say, CARICOM.
That's just, you got it.
What exactly you want to introduce yourself in a short?
My goodness. Well, of course, I'm Dr. Monica Sanchez. My most proud introduction is to say I'm the founder of Miss CARICOM, and you said it right, CARICOM. Most people will say, what is CARICOM? CARICOM is a region in the Caribbean, just like the American states and European states. And so I'm the founder of Miss CARICOM International Foundation that I set up in 2003 to promote and empower women and youths.
Yeah.
And we have consultation status at the United Nations.
Right.
We
That's really big what I already mentioned. How it was possible to receive that status from the United Nations?
The hard
Because
work,
everybody wants to be there on that platform that you are already.
hard work, commitment to humanity, to communities, our track record, and of course you have to go through a rigid 1-year application process. And so I guess our content qualified, and so we were granted that special privilege.
So you started the CARICOM in 2003.
Mhm.
And when did you receive that status from the United Nations?
We've had our status about 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, we also have a commission under UNESCO. It's called UNESCO Institute of Fashion Education. And so we're blessed and lucky by God's grace.
Of course.
We're
Of
accomplished
course,
this.
that's all because of the hard work you did.
Yes.
And that paid off. So everybody wants to be on that platform. Do you have any suggestion to them how they can be there?
First thing you have to do is find out what is the United Nations. And then once you find out, then you find out what is the process to be a part of the United Nations. And that's the beginning.
What made you start your social work, or what is the background story of it?
Now you want me to tell secrets now.
Yeah, that would have been great for the people.
Well, you know, Miss CARICOM organization is an organization that's set up to empower and promote women and youth. Prior to opening this foundation or starting this foundation, I was deeply involved in fashion, modeling. I had my own cosmetic line. I'm a graduate of cosmetology school, and you know, I have a very big background in entrepreneurship in fashion.
Right.
So in 2001, my only daughter had a breakdown. She got sick and had a nervous breakdown, and my whole life changed. And after having to rearrange my life to take care of her and her kids, I wanted passionately to do something more that would just empower young women and women in particular. And the idea was birthed out to have Miss CARICOM International Foundation. And our front runner of this foundation is our international beauty pageant that we do for women.
Yeah, that's what you do. And what are the things that you have been doing with that foundation apart from that beauty contest?
Well, we have grown. And as you have said, that we have program and projects in Africa. We also have program and projects in America, in Asia, and in the Caribbean. So birthing out from what we've done, we've managed to develop several charities along the way. Of course, when you're visible and when you're helping people, people bring more people for you to help.
That develop your network around the world.
Yes, yes, yes.
When did you start that pageant? You said in 2003 or?
The pageant of itself was started in 2004. The Hollywood superstar and humanitarian and UN ambassador Danny Glover went with us to Guyana, where my country of birth. Yeah. And we had our inauguration of the first pageant in 2004. Quite an event.
It was in Guyana. The first time.
Yes.
So what is the purpose of that event? What is that exactly? Like we have seen so much of beauty pageant in these days, this and that, and what exactly the purpose of that event?
Well, okay, our pageant was started because from, like I said, I wanted to do something especially for women and young women. And I find from my experience that beautiful young women are automatically judged and labeled by society. Recently in the news, we have a very tragic story where Miss America committed suicide. And I find that now from 2004 to now, 17, 18 years, I've been doing the pageant. We've had so many of our delegates who are very troubled, who once you embrace them and you get them into being a delegate and a part of the event, you find out that they have so many other personal issues that they were carrying, that you're able to nurture them, to comfort them, to get their confidence, and then help them with these issues. Right. Issues, personal, abusive issues.
So this means the sole purpose of the event is just empower the youth.
Yes, I wanted to.
What they do exactly after the event?
Well, the pageant of itself is a social process. Our pageants are a little different because we have what is called a platform.
Do they contribute to the society like you have been doing?
Oh my goodness. Our delegates and our queens, we have, for example, in 2000.
The winner will have the status queens, right?
Yes.
Title of queen.
Queens.
Mm-hmm. How did you choose that title?
Well, it's like any other pageant. It's a rigorous pageant. They have.
So you don't say winner or that's runner-up, this and that.
Yeah. No. We have runner-ups. We have runner-ups.
But the winner is the queen.
Yes.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wonderful. They contribute. They give back to society as well.
Of course. For example, in 2021, we had to do our pageant virtually, and our winner is a Venezuelan, beautiful girl, Shanisa Passad, and she's doing a lot of outreach in Venezuela. As you know, Venezuela is going through some difficult times.
Yes. Political crisis, especially here.
That's right. And so she's able to go into the rural area and feed the youths and the orphans and take in medical team, and she's doing her
There's a
platform.
corona crisis. Yes, I will get back to you about this organization again. Now let me join the conversation about your entrepreneurship. You were a wonderful entrepreneur. Are you still continuing that organizations like business?
Well, now we are helping other people, other women. We are helping them to set up NGOs, helping them to set up startup business. We are doing a lot of mentoring and consulting and nurturing with younger women and other youths to help them to jumpstart. We are doing what is called life skills training.
So Monica, I just described that you have worked in Africa, a couple of countries in Africa and Asia and India as well.
Yes.
You have helped them in South Africa, I already mentioned. Would you mind to say something about this? What are the things that you have been doing in this part of the world?
Well, you know, we are based here in New York, of course, and you have the United Nations here in New York. We participate in all of the UN programs. For example, right now, you have the Commission on Social Development, which is a UN program, and we have a side event. We've had 5 written statements published by the UN. We've had, and so we have a program on Friday, a side event, Commission on Status, Social Development, and CSW is coming up in March. We are a part of that. We have a side event then. I have the Danny Glover Power Dream Award, which I'm very, very proud of.
Of course.
That we do with Mr. Glover, the actor. And through that, we were able to recognize and promote a lot of people who are doing wonderful things by following their dream. So, and of course, we are a heavy, supportive, community-based empowerment force.
It's a great pleasure to know that you just have been invited by the President of Uganda.
The sitting president of Gambia,
Sorry, Gambia, yes, in his ceremony.
Well, we were invited by the sitting president of Gambia, who is now going for his second term.
Second term. Yes, in his inauguration ceremony, you were one of the guests.
Yes,
Yeah,
what
it
an
was
honor.
a big moment.
What an honor, yes. We were invited. I was personally invited to attend his inauguration.
Right.
And of course, big honor.
What is the reason of your invitation? How you went?
Well, in
Yeah.
2020, we went to Gambia, to do a pageant there, because as you know, Gambia is dominantly the Fuller Nation, and the Fuller Nation, their girl children are married off at the age of 10 and 12, you know, before they're 15. And so we wanted to, because one of the purpose of the pageant is to unite cultural bridges between society, and also to share education about what it is that women can and cannot do, to spotlight that progress, that education is the key. So we went there and did a pageant, and the pageant was based on trying to portray the educational aspect of women, that they do not need to get married at the age of 10 and 12, but that they can become lawyers or doctors or educators, that they should be allowed to go to school.
Right.
We're gonna
So,
pause it right there,
That
Reg.
was our entry into Gambia. And because of that, during the pandemic, we did a lot of outreach in the rural area. We gave out over 50,000 loaves of bread and over 1 million grains of rice, which is almost 50 bags of rice. So we caught the eye of the president then, and he embraced us, and we've been working with him since then. So
That's a huge support during the time of pandemic, and I would like to connect your relationship with Danny Glover, who is a renowned Hollywood star, and you have been awarded with this foundation. What is your connection with him, and what do you feel when you have been awarded with that prestigious award?
Mr. Danny Glover, I met him in 2003. At the time, I was just
Okay,
working on
Rich.
the idea of the foundation.
We can
And
pause
I
it.
proposed it to him, and I said, I begged him, I said, would you help me, please? And fortunately, he said yes, and we've been friends since then, and we've been on many of we brought him to Queens recently.
Oh, did you?
Yes, in December 5th, we brought him to Richmond Hill, Queens,
Right.
for a meet and greet with the public.
Are you still connecting with him?
We have a great relationship with him, and our program on Friday, the 9th of February, with the UN, he will be one of our keynote speakers. Also, the state senator.
Oh my goodness. What information did we get from this? What do you mean in the country of
Gambia?
that they married the young women off at 10 and 12 years old?
Yes.
This is still happening now?
Oh yes, oh yes.
We don't know. Well, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Well, you see, most of Africa is Islam,
Okay,
and the Fuller Nation is an
Mhm.
Islamic tribe too.
got you.
And in the Fuller Nation, the girls are married off like 10 or 12 early. And they have a lot of reasons why they do it. Our intention was not to go and says this is wrong or right,
Right.
but to show the elders, because the elders are the elders are the gatekeepers.
Right.
So we wanted to show the elders that the girl possess more than housekeeping, that they're intelligent, that they want to be doctors and lawyers and ministers, but they need a platform. So remember that I said that the pageant had a platform.
It does, yes.
So on this platform, the girls were then able to showcase what is it that they're dreaming to do.
Right.
And so the elders, bringing them into an environment of comfort and relaxation to watch something that was entertaining, captured their attention so they could see these girls in a different light.
Then to be upon for some older men. To just lay
Because some
upon
of them,
wow.
you know, the girls are given away. If you owe a debt, you give your daughter. If
To
you know,
pay for it.
different, yes. So we wanted them to see the girls in a different light,
Right.
where they can, because we don't want to hijack a culture and says,
Right.
we want to, it's that time for a change. I know in older days they must have had reasons why they do this, you know, young girls in those villages, maybe to protect them, they give them to a husband or whatever. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't live in Africa.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is that my approach is not to say I'm hijacking you and telling you what you're doing is wrong or right. I'm just showing you that we're in a different time span and things are different now. And so
Right.
maybe you need to think about doing it differently
Right.
now. So that, and it was very successful. We were able to get a lot of, and we caught the attention of UNESCO, and UNESCO gave money to household that would allow the girls to go to school. They would get a
Okay.
stipend if they
Okay.
allowed the girls to go to school. So it was we've made a lot of impact. Also in Nigeria, we do life skills in Nigeria.
Right.
Life skills are like people who didn't finish school, they do hairdressing, cake baking,
Mm-hmm.
nail art, and different things like that they know to do anyway. But what we do is we go in and we professionally train them for a couple of weeks and then give them a certificate on the UNESCO Institute of Fashion Education, which is my commission,
That's your
and say, hey, you're qualified to do this now, because they already are expert in it, but just that they need professional training and a piece of paper to say you are qualified.
But does the elders in those villages give you a hard time for just trying to teach them a different way of life? Have you ever had any problem?
Well, what we do, and this is why I say education is the key.
Is the key, yes.
We do not try to hijack.
You're not saying, well, this is
We're
wrong, because
going-
over here
Yeah.
in America,
Diplomatically, we go in. We're
That's
come
the
to do an
word.
event. We're here to celebrate you. We're here to showcase you.
Absolutely.
We give absolutely respect and value to the elders.
Right.
And then, so when they see it, then we have conferences, we talk to them about it's a different time now.
Right.
And things are being done differently, and there are
Absolutely.
different aspects of life. And so maybe you need different kind of protection for the girls, and maybe they do need an education in order to protect
In order
them.
to program. Okay, child, that would bring us to this book.
Oh, yeah.
Child of a Child, the story of trial, trauma, and triumphs. Talk about this book, Dr. Monica Sanchez.
Oh wow, this book. So my book is on Amazon, right? It's my
Okay.
first one.
Yes.
And it's called Child of a Child. As you can see, there's a picture of Mr. Glover and the award that we do on
Right.
the cover. And supposedly, I'm in the pram, cradle, whatever,
Right.
and that's supposed to be my mom. Yes. So my own story
All right.
has also led me down this path.
Your backstory. There is a backstory.
Oh, there's a
for it.
backstory.
There's a back. Let's.
You know, I was born in December, and my mom's birthday is in February.
All right.
So I was born in December, and in February she would turn 13,
She was 12
12
when she gave birth to
when she
you.
gave birth to me. So I'm definitely a child of a child. So my story progressive, and it has a lot of interjection into
Right.
the results of what happened. I was born in Guyana.
Yes.
During the time of my birth, there were political issues going on. They were one party, and right now we have some political issues going on in Guyana too. I speak about some of that in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were race issues, and then there were lots of violence. So my mother's family was living in a predominantly black area,
All right.
and my mother's Portuguese, and my grandfather's Indian. So they're Portuguese, Indian, and Chinese, but my dad is black.
Mm-hmm.
So they were, they lost everything. Things were burned to the ground, and they were beaten. So they relocated into another area.
Mm-hmm.
So I never met my father until I was 7.
Okay.
But long story short, and you have to buy the book.
Gotta
to get all the
go.
juicy
You gotta
details.
go
It's on
Amazon.
Amazon. And if you just Google it, Child of a
Child of a Child.
Yeah, but by the age of 9, I was homeless. You know, and today at the age of 65, I have a master's degree. I have a degree in I have a degree in business administration. I have a criminal justice degree. I have a law enforcement degree. I have cosmetology degree. I mean, education is the key.
This was a big motivation for
Yes.
you being born child of a
Child of a child. So that's my passion for advocacy for young people,
Right.
you know, because we know that mothers are the backbone of your lifespan,
Absolutely.
right? All the nurturing and the love and the care and everything that you can get comes first from the mother.
Absolutely.
Your own perspective of life and your trust in people and your care comes from the care you get from your
From the
mom.
care that
But
you
if
get
you
from
are a 12-year-old
Your
who
child.
hasn't gotten that
You are
completely
a child.
yourself, how
Yes.
do you give it to
You
somebody?
can't give it because you don't know it.
You don't know it. You've never had it.
No.
So my advocacy at the UN and in everything that I do is to shed some light on the situation. You can't get a driver's license until you're either 16 or 18
16.
in some places.
Right.
You can't go to the liquor store to buy something until you're a certain age.
21
You
now.
can't go to the casino to gamble until you're a certain age.
21.
There are
yes.
lots of things that have an age restriction.
Right.
Why is it that governments don't put age restriction and serious penalty on children having babies? Society should have an age restriction.
Absolutely.
And there should be serious punishment to the perpetrator, because a woman can't get pregnant by herself.
Not at all. And if you're 12 years old, what decision did you make that you wanted to have sex with someone? Because you don't even know what that word means yet.
And I'll give you an example of myself. I was 16, I had my first baby, which
Okay.
was still too young.
Right.
But when I had my first child, I didn't know what a birth certificate is
You don't. You're still a child.
because I hadn't seen my own up until then.
So you wouldn't know about it.
So there's a lot of process that's involved.
Absolutely.
That why society has to be more involved in this particular issue.
Right. And a lot of that is going on. I have a cousin that gave birth at the age of 12. She was 24 when her daughter was 12. They grew up like sisters. And she didn't know how to take care of her. So my mom, her aunt, helped raise her and her children. I'm from the South, so a lot of that went on down on those plantations in South Carolina.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And it's, no one goes to jail. These grown people should be, but you say you're not there to do culture, but there's a lot of people that need to be locked up because you got children that you are molesting. That's molestation of children. A child of a child, you can go to Amazon.com and Google Child of a Child and go and purchase this book, because this is a book that you need to take a look at, and it's a lot of us is in this book. A lot of us.
It's a global issue.
It's a global thing. It's not just what happened in the island or down south on the
It happens
plantation.
everywhere.
It's happening right now in New York City and all over
Yes.
the world. It's happening today. Now you got something coming up this Friday. Let's talk about it. On the 18th
Oh,
of
yes.
April.
I was waiting for this because
Okay.
you know, it's like I said that it's I feel so privileged today because you're a legend. We're here. You're a legend. I don't care what you say, Miss Montgomery. You're a legend. And you are one of those people that, you know, when Danny Glover talked about the power of dreams,
Right.
you know, one day we'd like to hear your story that led you here.
Oh, I have
The
a
real
backstory.
power of dreams.
Yes.
And we hope that you would give Miss Caricom the privilege of telling that story. And we
Absolutely.
can honor you and tell that story. So this month is Volunteers Month. It's recognized by the UN as Volunteers Month. And on the 18th is Volunteer Day, International Volunteer Day. It's also Good Friday.
Absolutely.
And so we will be celebrating by having an award on that day. We're going to honor a lot of community leaders who have gone above and beyond to support their communities. And guess who is getting an award on that day? B. Montgomery.
Look at that. Look at that. Who knew? I've been a missionary all my life.
goodness. Yes, we know. We heard your story. We read your story. We researched you. We know about you.
All my life I've been a missionary, and folks say, why do you call yourself a missionary? You're an entertainer. I'm a missionary
Yes.
first.
Yeah. Having me here, even having me come here and tell my story,
Yes.
it's what you do to the community. People
Yes.
don't understand
Right.
completely what volunteer mean.
Yes.
And when you are supporting a community that needs you,
Absolutely.
that wouldn't have a voice unless you were there to give them that voice. So I thank you for giving me a voice today. And we're giving you the Platinum Volunteer Award.
Thank you.
The
ma'am.
Platinum Volunteer Award. It's going to be on 46th Street.
Right.
It's 227 West 46th Street. It's Friday, the 18th of April,
Okay.
and it's going to be from 4 to 7. And we can't wait to celebrate you. I have to
It's
say
an honor.
that you are an exceptional woman, and I thank you, I respect you, and I congratulate you.
Thank you so much, coming from a phenomenal woman. Thank you so very much. Anything that you would like to add or what you're looking for before we wrap this up today? This is not enough time. Now, let me ask you this question. Have you had the documentary or the movie? Because your life is a whole movie.
And I'm on my second book right now.
Okay. What I'm talking about.
And I'm working on my radio show, and it's called The Caregiver.
Okay. because it makes sense.
It's called a caregiver.
The back life that you've had and that you've shared.
Every
with other
woman that
people.
I've encountered has been a caregiver and is a caregiver, whether you're caring for a sick, because some people feel that it's only when you're caring for a sick, but no, we are caregivers, and I want to shed some light on the caregivers, because the caregivers are in the background, but they're the one carrying the suitcases.
A lot of people don't know it. They
Yes.
see us looking like this and don't know
The backstory.
the backstory.
It actually should be called the backstory.
The backstory. It should be the backstory. So this Friday, let's say that will be on 46th Street.
Yes. We'll be on 46th Street. You're welcome to come. It's a free event.
Mhm.
We'll be there from 4 to 7. We're celebrating volunteers, of course,
Absolutely.
but we're celebrating communities. We do this event so that we can empower and encourage each other, you know, because it's nothing stronger than empowerment, encouragement, to respect and say, I see you, I see what you're doing, I
Mhm.
respect that and appreciate it.
Absolutely. I thank you for coming on the show. This is your first time, but this is not your last time, because every time you're doing something, you gotta come and sit in these seats. I'm not gonna have it any other way. Y'all hear me out there on Facebook world. Anytime she's doing something, she has to come here and talk about it. And we will follow you with our camera to pick up some things that you're doing so much great, so wonderful. Now, will we see a fashion show on Friday?
Saturday we want, because it's Easter weekend, so we don't want to take away from Easter. So we're going to have some of the models there, but they're coming to
On Friday.
Yeah, to be honored.
Okay.
But you will see a fashion show soon. We're on all social media platforms, so you could look us up, Miss CARICOM, and either we're on .org.com, and we're also on Twitter, on all the
All
platforms,
the
you know.
media platforms.
So follow us. There's a lot going on, and the book, support us by buying the book. The book supports our programs that we have.
Absolutely.
To date, we've trained over 250,000 women in Nigeria in life skills.
This is so
And you know, it
much.
takes money to do
And
everything.
it does.
So we're very proud of that record, and it's really an awesome record. So
Okay.
we're out there.
Great.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for Dr. Monica Sanchez, and please don't forget to support this book, Child of a Child. And what's the second book?
The Caregiver.
The Caregiver. And is that out now, or are you still working
It's
on
going to be published. We're waiting for the next event of the UN to publish it.
to
It's
publish it?
finished.
But in the meantime, follow Dr. Monica Sanchez on all social medias. Okay? Thank you for coming on the show today. It has been an honor.
It's my pleasure. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Glover. I know
Yes.
he's in California, and I just want to, he's also a big fan of yours.
Oh my
He
goodness.
knows Basha, he knows you, and
You
he's
know
a
what?
big
We've
fan.
had him in our studio with Joan. What's Joan's last name? With Sister Joan, and we've met Danny Glover
Yes.
in the studio on 59th Street. He came up to that studio, and we moved down here a couple of years ago. But he's been in our studio.
Yes, he told me to say hi when I mentioned to him yesterday I was coming on.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, so big up. I said hi, so wherever you are, I did deliver the message.
And she did, and we're looking for. When is he going to come to town again?
I was
be
trying to
with
get him
you?
to New York. You know, he's all over
Maybe
the
for
place.
the fashion,
We can,
maybe for July, August when you
yeah,
get.
we're trying. His birthday's July 22nd, so we don't know. We're waiting. We're trying. We're pushing. We're trying.
Yes, yes, okay. Well, thank you again, and y'all continue to support Child of a Child, and also your production company,
It's CARICOM.
CARICOM.
Yes, that's MISSCARICOM. Miss CARICOM.
Miss CARICOM. And I'm B. Montgomery. Always remember, whatever your goal in life is for you to simply keep rising to the top.
Very nice.
Thank you so
Daniel,
much,
stop the tape.
Reg. Now,
Thank you.
some of the footage that